morning, or good afternoon, or happy lunchtime, wherever you are. So, I keep dropping the skate because it's so light. This is going to be the second session with the TNEC. I was able to successfully get my straps on here. So I had to use a nail tap to punch out the rivets. These are the receivers that go on 909s. Even though these receivers didn't have a dedicated area to slide into, like on the 909s, they actually hold on without spinning. On the outside, these are FruitTech 6mm screws with washers. These are the M4 screws. Same thing on the loop side, except this is the 8mm M4 screw. And again, I used the 909 receiver. The other thing I also did was tap out the rivets, which hold the sole frame onto the shell. I kind of wanted some hardware that was laying a little bit flatter in there. Some of the rivets did lie fairly flat. The 4 inner ones right here did. These 4 outer ones here, and then these 2 right here had like a weird spider claw thing on the receiver side that bumped up a little bit. I don't think you'd ever really notice it. I was just curious if I can get some receivers in there that lie a little flatter. So I replaced them with some T-nuts that I had, and then I used FruitTech hardware in the bottom. I didn't put any hardware in these 2 right here, just the 4 right here and the 4 right here. Tapping out the rivets was a little tricky and I had to be very careful. I tapped them out from the inside out. The cuff ones especially were very difficult. I don't know why they gave me the most trouble. Then I had to widen the holes here so that the head of the FruitTech screws could fit in nicely. I also had to drill them down a little bit deeper so that depending on the size of the FruitTech hardware I used, that it came up enough to reach the receiver inside of the shell. I also had to widen the holes on the shell for the receivers to fit into. They were a little bit too small. I bought a whole bunch of M4 screws in different lengths. I especially needed one that was a little bit longer to use as a tool. I used it basically to draw in the T-nut receivers because before they actually dig into the plastic, they sit kind of high off of the footbed. So you need a longer screw to draw them into the footbed first, and then you could put the right size screw in there. And I got them all just about perfect. So the FruitTech screws right here are a little bit longer. They step down a little bit on this one. On these right here, either 6mm or an 8mm M4 screw would work. And then in the front one, it was the 8mm M4 screw that seemed to fit the best. Tapping out the rivets on the sole frame was not that hard at all. The cuffs were a little bit more difficult. The hardest part was adjusting the holes here, especially for the right depth. It was kind of a guessing game until it looked just right. So far, it seems to be holding really well, if not stronger than the rivets that were in there. I love that you can put little stickers. That's awesome. One more thing I do want to point out about the skate is that it is lower cut. I mentioned in my other video, kind of reminds me of a Rossi's M12. They feel kind of loose in the ankle area. Definitely not as supportive as my 909s with Intuitions. Threw on some laces. Loving the way that looks. Honestly though, I would love to get some type of Intuition in here, although my them Intuitions were definitely too thick in the toe box area inside this shell. I'm kind of curious about the Wizard Intuition. Anyways, gonna keep it real simple and light today. I don't have a lot of time. Let's go skate. It is so hot out. I'm gonna have to call it. Sorry for the shorter session, but I ran out of water and I'm overheating. My camera's overheating even with the fan on it. So stock liner, right foot started going numb. Maybe that's the footbed I put in there. I don't know. It could also be the tightness in this area. So maybe I need to heat gun that. I went over to the blank liner with the stock blank liner footbed. I was able to skate in that for a little bit longer, which felt good. This is a great flat frame for sure, or should I say flat sole frame. Negatives are nice and wide, I love that. Able to lock onto my negative Machio really easily. Top sides are good. As far as the mods go, straps held up perfectly. The screws here, no issues at all. The sole screws, awesome. Nothing seems like it's loose, feels nice and tight, feels just as responsive. So the mod was definitely successful. I also forgot my tripod today, which really stunk. Putting my camera like on the ground and like trying to prop it up a little bit to get the right angle. So I'm sorry about the horrible angles on the skating there. With the blank liners, it definitely felt a little more supportive in the ankles. Again, I'm eyeing those Wizard Intuitions. Even after all the mods I did, different footbeds, liners, whatever, they still were super light. This entire setup weighed in around 3 pounds, 7 ounces to 3 pounds, 8 ounces. I mean, for a flat setup, that is insane. And with Intuition liners in there, I imagine they'd be even lighter. Thank you, Oak City Skate Shop, again, for the fast delivery. Long, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. While second session wasn't my favorite with the TNEC 58, third and fourth session was amazing. So the final mod that I did to the skate, again, this is the medium shell. I took a boot stretcher and an oven mitt. I put the boot stretcher in the oven mitt, slid it into the skate without the liner in it, cranked down the boot stretcher, brought it forward, and then heat gunned this entire area here, especially on the pressure points right here that I mentioned before. I really opened up this area right here, and the pressure points are 100% gone. So the last 2 sessions I had in this shell were incredible. On the third session, they were almost too loose, and I actually had to cinch down my laces a little bit, and I really had to strap the cuff pretty tight. These are some of the funnest skates I've used in a long time. Loving these laces on here. Bone Swiss bearings, Apex 57mm 92A wheels. The only things that I'm not used to right now are the fact that there's not a huge groove here. I'm used to my angled soles with the funnel groove. This is kind of tricky, but they still slide really good on groove tricks. These are not bullet profile wheels. These are like a flat profile. I mean, as long as I wax the ledge a little bit, slides really good. I'm loving this TNEC groove. Maybe I just need to kind of groove in this backside area here a little more. Other than that, I just need to get used to the lower cuff and really just skating flat in general. I'm loving how light they are. Just about everything on this skate you can get from Oak City Skate Shop. Rollerblade blank liner is really good in this skate. For me, the toe box is so roomy, it's awesome. I feel like the toe box on the blank liner is super thin, and there is a good amount of cushy padding here on the ankle area. Wow, it's getting super dark really quick, so I gotta finish this up. So, loving the skate, I love the way it looks. My hope at some point is that maybe there will be a replaceable sole frame or a replaceable cuff. You know, it'd be really amazing if they kind of went the Aeon route, but with this skate, meaning that this shell and the sole frame were all one mold. That would be epic. Again, you can get the skate in several different flavors at Oak City Skate Shop. I think you could still get the Rollerblade blank liners if you want at Oak City Skate Shop. Laces, Oak City wheels, bearings, Oak City Skate Shop. I'll be restocking Oak City Skate Shop with my straps too, so you'll be able to get those there very soon. Go buy stuff from Oak City Skate Shop. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Thanks for your support. That does it for this video.